Well, welcome to another installment of Sig Fig Rules. So today we're going to learn how to add and subtract according to significant figures. A lot of what you're going to see looks exactly like math class. It's the one final step that we take that's going to make it more scientific and we're going to make it so that your measurements are accounted for in your final answer. All right, so first thing we're going to do, just like in any math class, we're going to line up the decimal point in our two numbers. Okay, so at the bottom here we have our examples. We're going to be working on example number 1 as I go through the rules. So you'll notice it's written horizontally. We're going to make it so it's a vertical addition. So we have 17.3 plus 18.92. So the 9's going to line up under the 3, and the 2 is just going to be off by itself, because the first number does not have anything in the hundreds place. Okay, step number 2, add or subtract, just like you normally would. That's not different. So 2 plus 0 is 2, 3 plus 9 is 12. I'm going to add my decimal point in and carry a 1. 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 1 is 16, carry a 1. Okay, so if we normally do, just like in math, we end up with 36.22. Here's where we get into our preciseness of our measurements. So we're going to look at our numbers, our first numbers, the 17.3 and the 18.92. We're going to draw a line to the right of the last countable sig fig. Okay, change pen colors here. So in our first number, 17.3, the 3 is the last countable sig fig. So I'm just going to draw a little line after it. That means my measurement was precise enough to the tenths place. In our second number, 18.92, the 2 is the last countable sig fig. It's precise to the hundredths. So the last thing we have to do is round. So we're going to round our final answer to the least precise measurement. When you're using decimals, it's easy to find what's the least precise measurement, because it doesn't go as far in our decimals. So the tenths versus the hundredths, a 3 versus a 2. The 3 has the less precise measurement because it ends in the tenths. That means our final answer can go no further than the tenths as well, which leaves us as having 36.2. The 2 where we round, after where we round, does not change our final answer, does not round up that last digit. So let's try this with our second example. We have 970 plus 1821. So line up my decimals. Everything's in the correct columns. I have 1, 9, 8 plus 9 is 17, carry a 1, 2. 2,791. Okay, where's my last countable sig fig? Well, I have a trailing 0 in my first number. That means the 7 is where I'm going to end. That's the tens place. And my second number, the last countable sig fig, is the 1. That means I can round in the ones place, which is less precise. The tens are the ones, well, it's the tens. So that means my final answer can go no further than the tens place for sig figs. It's harder when you're rounding using whole numbers because you have to add zeros at the end to make sure that your numbers all line up in the correct place. So my first digit needs to be in the thousands place because it's 2,791. So my final answer when I write it cannot just be 279. Right now the 2 is 200. So the easiest way to add a placeholder is to add that 0. I've just added a trailing 0. As long as I do not put a decimal point there, that 0 will not count. Which leaves my last countable Sig Figs still in the tens place. So let's try another example. So we're going to line up 87.942 plus 12.4. So I have 2, 4, 13, area 1, 0, and then I have 100. So 100.342. All right, so let's look at where we're going to round in our first number. Our first number, we're at the thousands place. But my second number is the tenths place, which is less precise. So that means my number, my final answer, can go no further than the tenths place. So I'm left with 100.3. If we go on to question number 2, 6.12 minus 2.5, I'm going to mark where my precision is right now. So I can either round at the end in the hundredths, or I can add the fives. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 1 minus 5, I got to borrow. So I'm going to borrow from the 6 to make it a 5, and my 1 becomes 11. So 11 minus 5, that's 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. So here's where my precision comes in. I can go no further than the tenths place once again. So I'm left with 3.6 as my final answer. I am leaving you 2 extra problems that you can do if you want and have extra practice. Otherwise, that's where our adding and subtracting is going to end for today. Have a great day.